Hamjambo wote. Hello, everybody. I'm making this video so that you have a pronunciation guide to Swahili. I figured it'd be easier than me typing up what things are kind of supposed to sound like, so there's no confusion. Making this video for you guys. So let's get started. Starting with the vowels. There are 5 vowel sounds in Swahili. In English, we would say A, E, I, O, U, because that's the names of the letters. But the vowel sounds sound from, as you can see in this corner, haha! As you can see over there, it's the first line under Swahili lesson. I have in order from A to U, they pronounced A, E, O, U. There you go. Now you know how to pronounce vowels in Swahili. Every vowel, no matter how many are in a row, let's say you have 3 vowels in a row, it doesn't matter. They each get their own syllable. You never mix vowels, unlike English where you have like an A sound or an I. Like there's no mixing of vowels in Swahili. It's just A, E, O, U. Done. Easy. Consonant sounds, which I didn't decide to write here, are mostly the same as in English. Everything's pretty normal. There's no like crazy aspirations or like any of that sort of thing. J is always pronounced like J, like the letter J, or like as in the word joy. G is always pronounced as G, like goat, or gob, or gle. G is pronounced like gle. There are, oops, I forgot. No, I didn't forget anything. Haha! The only other thing that's not written on the screen is that N, you'll sometimes see an N followed by a Y. It's, those are not separate syllables. That's like ña, kind of like a Spanish ñ, like in mañana, or like onion. It's ña sound, N-Y, ña. NG is just like any word in English that ends in ing. So it's ng. Like ngombe is a Swahili word, same thing. When it comes to M and N, they get their own syllables with the exception of being followed by like a Y. But like, for example, person is mtu, M-T-U. One, that's a single word, and the M gets its own syllable, mtu. Same thing with apparently, indege, which we learned is the word for bird. The N gets its own syllable because it's before a D instead of like a thing like that. Anyway, so other than that, the only weird stuff, so it's basically you pronounce things the way that you expect them to be pronounced, like just the most basic ass pronunciation you can think of. That's probably what it is in Swahili. The exceptions are DH and GH. As you can see over there, DH is pronounced with like a th sound. As in thy or then or them. You get it. So, for example, the word think is dhani. Or as I like to use the word tafadhali, which is please. It has a DH in the middle. You pronounce the DH as a the sound. Now, GH is a little bit harder. This is probably the hardest pronunciation type thing in Swahili. The GH is pronounced as a fricative G. And what that means is, in my little Swahili book here, it says it's similar to the Scottish CH, like in loch, but it's a little bit further back in the throat. It says but voiced. And the example that I always give is the word for language has a GH in it, It's lugha, like a lugha. I don't know how to like verbally explain the noise, but that's what it sounds like. Lugha. Kind of, not like chala, like, it's not like the Jewish, or Hebrew rather, ch. That was way too much fun. All right. So, and then when you're pronouncing any word whatsoever, the emphasis, with few exceptions, is always placed on the second to last syllable. So if you have a 3-syllable word, you'd put it right in the middle. A 2-syllable word, it gets the emphasis is on the first syllable because there's only 2. So, for example, chakula, that's the word for food. Chakula. You couldn't say chocula. It's not like Count Chocula. That's also, I put a Y in there, but I realized it sounded kind of similar. If you mess with the emphasis, it gets weird. So chakula, emphasis goes on the second to last syllable. Mimi, the word for I, emphasis goes on the second to last syllable, happens to also be the first syllable. But it's just always, no matter how many syllables, it's the second to last one, unless it's like a borrowed word or like a foreign word or something. So to recap, the TLDR, the vowel sounds are always separate. You have a, e, I, o, u. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. J is pronounced like the J in joy. G is pronounced like the G in goat, like guh, or gle. Joy and gle for J and G. Joy and gle. There you go. You'll never forget again. And all the other consonants are sounded out exactly like English. DH makes a the sound. GH makes a g sound, kind of. It's so hard to do, especially because it's been so many years since I've heard someone say it. Lugha. It's like it should be located like here in your throat when you do it. Lugha. And then the emphasis on Swahili words is the second to last syllable. There you go. I hope this is helpful. This was a lot longer than I intended, but I ramble. All right, gonna cut it off now. Bye.